everybody. Welcome back to Brocketship Weekly Outlook. Once again, the one and only Nick Askin.
With Aaron here. We're going to be looking into weeks 3 and 4. Coming off of week 1 and 2, we had a lot of action, a lot of goals, and some disappointments. So we're going to quickly recap weeks 1 and 2, and then go on to weeks 3 and 4. Nick, what stood out to you in weeks 1 and 2?
I mean, to me, it's just the level playing field that we're seeing across the table right now. I mean, you look at the table. We got Con at first, which is quite a surprise. But after that, you figure the 4 strongest competitors probably in this league. We're tied at 4. So I mean, it's a tight race the first 2 weeks. No one really slipped up too bad. But there still is room for error.
I mean, I completely agree. Con is shocking the world with a huge win over Daniel. Quite a comeback in the end over there, 4-3.
Absolutely. No one expected it, and Con got out to an early lead, but he came back, and that's huge for Con.
Yeah, so our performer for the first 2 weeks, top performer, has to go to Con. 6 points through 2 games. Absolutely huge. Who do you think's the worst performer of weeks 1 and 2, Nick?
Man, I mean, when I see 0 points, that's instantly you can't have a goose egg after the first 2 weeks. And to me, it's Louis. Louis had pretty much a gimme matchup versus Tyler the first week. Tyler's first game in a while, and Louis couldn't come out with a point there. Disappointing. So
yeah, and if he can't get a point from Tyler, I don't know who he's gonna steal a point from. It's gonna be tough for him.
It's gonna have to be some serious cheese going on for that to happen.
Right, and so that leads us right into our power rankings after week 2.
Yeah.
Nick, you want to start us off?
I mean, really no change, obviously, at the top with Mark still in first. I mean, Mark probably should have beat Ethan. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. And, he's still the toughest competitor when you think about Brocketship. But afterwards, we got a little shuffling. Me and Alec, Alec probably had some better chances than I did in our game. So that really is what moves him ahead of me and a strong showing over Tyler.
Right.
But our biggest mover of the week obviously has to be Con. Con was slotted to finish 9th based off of our preseason poll of projected finish, and now he's in our power rankings. As you can see, he's jumped up to 5th, and that's a huge jump for Con.
Yeah, huge dub for Con. Like I said, in my power rankings, I actually had him at 4th, just above me. But it averaged out, so I was 4 in this new rankings. But again, that's big for Con. And another shuffle, we had Tyler jumping Parker, I believe. Yes, we did. Tyler is 8 and Parker is 9 for the donut. So
yeah, you gotta put the 2 donuts at the bottom of the table. It's just like any scoreboard. If you score 0 points, you're gonna be at the bottom. So I mean, if that trend continues, Parker has some favorable matchups coming up, and hopefully he can take advantage of those to maybe reclaim his spot in the lower or the higher of the lower tier. But we'll see.
Right. And speaking of those matchups, we're gonna jump right into week 3 outlook here, starting with the worst game of the week, which happens to be Parker and Tyler. We got Spurs against Napoli. Nick?
I did not like what I saw out of Tyler this week versus Alec. I mean, obviously, any game versus Louis can make anyone look good. And who's to say Tyler would look good in that first week? I'm going to go with a Parker 3-1 dub here.
Yeah, put some respect on Parker's name. I think he has something to prove against not one of the strongest opponents. Spurs 3, Napoli 0. Moving right along, we'll jump into Mark and Daniel, an intriguing matchup of Ski Squad. We got Mark, who's Dortmund, and Daniel, who's PSG.
It's going to be a lot of sweat in this game. I mean, Daniel hates playing this game, and Mark's just the best player. I just don't see how that combination is going to work out very well. Hopefully, they don't disconnect. Mark's ping, he's doing well with the ping, so I'm going to go with a clean Mark 3-0 win.
Yeah, I mean, Mark didn't seem like he was trying last week, although Daniel did learn to use L2, which is huge for his gameplay. Yeah. And then coupled with his internet, it's a great result. Coupled with his internet after we disconnected 3 times, anything could happen. But I think Mark has to, step it up here and get a dub after a disappointing draw against Ethan. I'll go Mark 4, Daniel 1. All right, and then we'll move right along to you, Nick, versus Ethan. We got Man City versus Real. I'll start us off since you're playing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you had a pretty decent draw against Alec considering he played a little better than you. I think this is the week you show us why you're the 2 or the 3 seed in this league. We'll go Nick 3, Ethan 1.
Yeah, I mean Ethan, he's always been one of my strongest competitors, and if you remember back to the original OG Brocketship Champions League, he met me in the
Hmm.
finals, and we went in extra time and extra time. So I mean Ethan looked like he showed up against Mark, and I would expect the same against me. So I'm gonna go 2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Interesting. Next up, we got Alec versus Louis. Barca against Piemonte Calcio. Nick, what
Oh
you think
man,
about this one?
I mean, shield your eyes, children. This is gonna be a bloodbath. This is gonna be ugly. Alex showed Tyler who is boss today, 5-0. I can't imagine what's going to be against Louis. I'm going at 2 field goals, 6-0.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is Messi versus Ronaldo. Messi's going to show the world why he's the real GOAT. We'll go 4-0. 6 is a little much. Louis could park the bus to prevent any more
Did
goals. We'll
Louis
go
park the bus
4-0.
though? Is that a thing?
Maybe. We'll find out. He'll pull out his best Mourinho impression.
Yeah.
And finally, for the game of the week, we got the number 1 seed, Khan, Liverpool, versus myself, tied in second. I'm Bayern. Nick, what do you think about this matchup?
This is like when ESPN puts an unranked college football team that's come out of nowhere in primetime matchup at home. They got college game day there. The fans are going wild. But
Hmm.
you can never doubt against, the OG true skill in the league. For that reason, I mean, I think Khan's going to put up a tough fight in the first half. But I think at the end of the day, your skill will prevail. I'm going to go big 3-1 win for you.
Yeah, I mean, Khan's been playing well, as we've said. That win against Daniel kind of scares me a little bit because I tied Daniel, he beat Daniel, so theoretically he should be able to beat me. But
Theoretically.
I think I got something to prove. I need 3 points here. I'll go a modest 2-1 win over Khan in a hard fought battle.
Hard fought
Uh,
battle.
and that wraps up week 3. We'll jump right into week 4, which is our second international fixtures. With the worst game of the week, we got Parker again against Louis. It's France against Argentina.
Hey, I mean, for Parker, these aren't the worst games of the week. These are saving grace for him. He needed these games. First, he gets Tyler in week 3. Now he gets Louis in week 4. Tell me about a blessing. Parker, he showed he could play against me, and I think with France especially, he has some really good players on that squad.
Hmm.
Give me a back-to-back Parker win, baby. But I'm gonna leave it closer than expected. I'm gonna go 3-2 win for Parker here.
Interesting. I think Parker's gonna collect 6 points after these 2 weeks. We'll get some Griezmann cheese, some Mbappe pace. We'll go 3-1 France over Argentina. And then moving right along, we have Ethan versus Tyler, Germany versus Portugal.
I mean, the over/under on words spoken, like there might be more goals than words spoken in this game. Let's be honest here. Um, Ethan is a better player than Tyler, and I think the better player will prevail, but I think it'll be a very low-scoring game. I got 2-0 Ethan in this one.
Mm. We haven't had a draw in this video since we've been talking, and I think this is the perfect match to get a draw. Germany is a great defensive team. Portugal is a great attacking team. Ethan's a better player. Tyler's not as good, but he has the better team. I think we'll go 2-2 here in a bit of a high-scoring matchup. We'll get 2 Ronaldo goals and maybe a Cruz and a Royce goal or something like that. We'll see what happens. 2-2.
So you're going more goals than words spoken.
Yeah,
All right.
definitely. Um, then we got Khan versus Alec, Spain versus Brazil.
And 2 weeks in a row, we got Parker on one side who gets the easy matchups, and we got Khan going against the freaking AA batteries here. We got you and Alec. I mean, it's a rough road here. And if Khan can escape this somehow with 1 point, I think that'd
Hmm.
be huge for him. You know
Right.
what? I'm gonna give Khan that point this game. I'm gonna go a 1-1 draw here.
I beg to differ. Khan out here texting people, yo, let me just give you the win, not even trying to play. He doesn't deserve that number 1 spot, man. Alec is gonna come out guns blazing, trying to prove a point with his Neymar and his whatever Dino's. Alec is gonna win 3-1 here. Just he needs these points, they're too big.
Absolutely.
Um Next, we got you versus Daniel, Italy versus England. I mean, the classic Euro semi-final matchup here.
Yeah.
Um, this is a big one for you. And Daniel, he's really looking for that win, you know? But I don't think he gets it this week. I think you guys will draw 2-2 here. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think I might be catching Daniel at the wrong time. Week one letdown versus Khan, and then slowly, he's been working his way back into the game. Um, I think these are the games that I have to win, and I'm going to put some pressure on myself to win this game. So I think I'm going to pull out a tough one. I think I'm going to pull out a 2-1 win here. No disrespect to Daniel, because I think these first 9 weeks are just catch up time for Daniel. I think the second 9 weeks, I don't want to play Daniel in the second 9 weeks. I think
Yeah,
it's
he's
gonna
gonna
be
be a scary player. He's gonna
so
learn the ball roll. He already learned
I'm not,
L2.
I'm not,
Sky's the limit.
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah. And then the matchup of the week, the battle against the 20-win weekend league players. We got Mark versus Aaron. Just for the record, I actually got 23 this weekend, but the game fucked me. We'll go with 20. Mark is Belgium. I am Netherlands. Nick, what do you got?
Man, it's a matchup of two juggernauts here. Aaron, this is a very personal game for you. You're like Mark's
Yeah.
protege.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is an important one for you, but we can't remember episode 3 of Star Wars. Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Anakin. I feel like you're Anakin in this scenario, and Mark's gonna toss you in the lava at the last second. Give me a 2-1 win for Mark in this game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I agree with that scoreline on a normal fixture, but I think this one I'm going to take just a little bit more personally. I've already exited on my calendar, I've already circled it on my agenda, whatever you want. But I don't think I'll get the win. I think Mark still has to show everyone why he's the boss. I'll take a 1-1 draw in a sweaty matchup. Mark will try harder. I'll definitely try harder. I'll probably park the bus with Van Dyke a little bit. 1-1 is a good result for me. I'll take it.
Hey man, I was on fire with the Mark prediction against Ethan, man. I called the draw that game, so that was my proud moment of the week. I think I really killed that one, but
Yeah,
man,
we'll see what happens in week 3 and 4. Should be an interesting set of games. We'll move forward throughout the league.
joining us now, a special guest on Brocketship Weekly Outlook. We have Khan.
Hey,
Player of the
2
week.
0 Khan, 6 points. Khan out of nowhere. Khan, welcome to the show.
Yes,
Say
sir.
Con one more time.
Yes, sir.
You
Thanks for
gotta
having
stress
me.
the name. If you're top of the table, you want all the media attention you can get.
Right.
That's up. You know what it is, though? First 2 weeks have been kind to me. The tables fell nice. The matchups were
We're right.
cakewalks at this point. So I think it's done me good to build up some confidence. You guys know I'm not a big fan of FIFA, especially these one-on-ones, these seasons. First 2 games weren't without issues, connections. I mean, the lag, it really came, and it could have been a game. So I'm happy with the 6 points. I look
The
forward to the
packet
next
loss.
matchup. It's a good one. Yeah, the packet, big packet loss.
So Khan, your
Yeah.
first week against Daniel, you were up early, but Daniel came back and took a 3-1 lead. What were your thoughts, to get you into that mentality to come back and eventually beat him?
Yeah, you know what happened? So if you watch the highlights of that game, I don't know how much of it this shows, but man, did the game try to dick me hard. All right. And sometimes you just get frustrated. You just kind of let yourself go. And you saw it with Mark. Mark went down too, but then you kind of got to compose. And the second half, it was kind to me. We came back, scored a couple of nice goals. And I think, especially that second half, that represents my gameplay. I was able to just
Very
compose
resilient.
myself. I was able to compose myself, string together some passes, and just slice and dice through Daniel's defense. It helped. I mean, that man didn't know L2 defending. He didn't know what jockey was. Until last week, that man didn't know R1 pulled up the AI defense. So it's really like playing against a child, and I respect he put up 3 goals or whatever the final scoreline was in our game, 4-3 or whatever. It was scary.
Con, you make a good point. Speaking of your gameplay, what were you thinking going into week 2 against, not so strong of an opponent, Louis? What were you thinking? Man. What was your mindset?
You know what it is, though, with Louis? It's one of those things where with the easy opponents, you can just kind of slack off and lose points just like that. And it's points you should have had. You got to have to stay in the table. But you know what it was? both my teams in these competitions, international and regular Brocketship play, are slow. I'm talking 40 pace midfield slow. I'm taking 86 guys and put them in on the reserve because I can't use them because they're 42 pace slow. All right. So, I mean, that's kind of limited. That's limited my mistakes. I'll be honest. It's helped me. It's where I've worked with the slow pace. I string together passes. I don't just try to run down the sideline. We're not looking like Pro Clubs Con out here. We're not looking for the outside pass and just kind of dribble. We're trying to pass through the midfield. And we were fortunate. First 2 games were a nice warm up. Next week, week 3, Aaron, big matchup. I got to see what I do there.
I'm coming. I'm coming, baby.
One last quick question.
Hey, we'll be there. Yep.
What is the ideal result for you coming out of this week? If you're honest to yourself, what is the best possible result you think you can get out of this week?
I'm not writing myself off. You can't go into a game expecting a loss. This is a draw or a win situation. I really just got to stay level-headed. Aaron has got the moves. He's got the flicks. He's got the tricks. He could get in your head quick. I might have to mute the mic.
Real estate.
I might have to mute the mic, and Aaron, I live rent-free in COD, and he knows that. Anytime we're in lobbies, I'm rent-free.
We've learned that.
I know. We're on a different field, baby.
I know that. Exactly. So this man's going to bring his A game because he wants to just kind of dominate a little bit. I sense that. Look at him right now. He's kind of like, he came in sleeveless. He came in trying to look, he trying to intimidate. But look, I'm going to be honest. I'm looking for something like a 2-2 draw here. If I give up a third or a fourth goal, it's over. I don't see myself scoring more than 2 in this game. If I get some cheese, I'm talking some Swiss. Yeah. All right, I'm talking some mozzarella.
Gouda.
All right, some aged. All right, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm excited. Hey, Aaron.
Yeah, it'll be a good matchup. We'll see what happens, baby.
Yes, sir.
I think we're all set here.
Thanks for joining us, man. And good luck.
Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks.
Get on Pro Club, people. All right. See you guys on the next episode.
Make sure you stay safe. You
wear a mask.
And
God bless.
Shabbat shalom.